Hello, 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 hello. Can you hear me? Let's see. It says my bit rate's low. That's not good. Now it says. Okay, so I changed it. Good connection. So back to what I was saying. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? And second question, can you see the chat on the screen? I don't know. It doesn't look like it. Let me see OBS. OBS says it's there. I say it's not. Okay, let's check. Testing, testing. So that's says my microphone's making noise. Says it's moving. I know I'm a few minutes early, so people might be grabbing something to eat, drink, using the bathroom. I know I did. Okay, now you're up. Yes, can you hear me? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. Can you hear me, RJ? Excellent. Okay, just a little lag between what you can hear and what I can see on the thing. The next question is, are you able to see the chat? It says the chat overlay is visible in OBS, but I'm not seeing it. So, and I saw a chat screen come up on the screen. Oh, okay. Well, if you're seeing it, then it's working. It won't show it on mine. It won't show it on mine. So, okay, we're up and running. Don't mind him. He's from a previous experiment. So, welcome. Yeah, it's a pretty big lag. Yes. So, welcome to my first on purpose and dedicated live stream. In this case, we're going to talk about the create mod. So let me just, I remember this world. There wasn't a lot of stuff to, a lot of land. I went looking for for some land, and I found a bunch of water, and that wasn't any good. So, okay. So now what's interesting is, yesterday we had some folks come by and visit all day. Plus, we had a robotics, we had a robotics thing with one of the kids and stuff. So I didn't really get much online time yesterday, and as a result, I didn't realize until this morning that the Create mod, which we're talking about today, had an update. So this is exciting, in that. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So I'm going to start with some of the basic stuff that I already know, and then based on who's available and what they want to see, we'll go from there. But it might be that we might take some time today to explore the new stuff in the Create mod, because I don't know what it is. So let's start off with the Create mod. First of all, the thing you want to know is that the whole name of the game is rotational force, right? So you have other tech mods that use like RF energy or something like electricity, but the Create mod, it's all rotational force. It's a form of physical energy, right? Oh, I see some of the new stuff in here. Chain conveyor. Okay, so the motive power in the Create mod comes from two well, three sources actually. Well, first one we'll cover is water. It's probably the easiest one to get a hold of early game, because all you need is a little bit of andesite alloy, which is andesite, and iron or zinc nuggets, and wood, right? And wood's one of the first things you get. But with the water, with the water wheel, you build them, and this is the formula, right? It's pretty simple. You just get the shaft. Well, the ponder is an interesting point too. The create mod has a way of teaching you how stuff works, and when you point to a create item, you can hold the W key down, and it'll give you a little animated tutorial of what this thing is, how it works. In most cases, that's pretty much all you need to know, right? Oh yes, there's an update, but I need to wait before I can. Yes, well, I'm kind of nervous about updating my worlds with it too, but we'll see, because it's big, right? And it's a key part of my world. But the ponder is a fantastic tool, right? So whenever you're looking at stuff and it gives you an option to ponder, by all means ponder, right? And with the water wheel here, what we have is we have some moving water. And if you ever seen like a mill scene in like a jigsaw puzzle or something, where they got that little building with a water wheel on the side, that's what this is all about. Now they come in two flavors. There's the water wheel and there's a large water wheel. And let's grab, let's grab a water wheel here. And oops, how about I add a block to it? So now if we plop this wheel, you can see that the flowing water is moving the wheel. And this little square nugget here, this is where you attach stuff to capture that power, right? So that, in essence, is a water wheel. My video still says but is the Minecraft actually paused, or is it just saying it's paused? Oh, I see what you're saying, because the screen isn't updating. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. See if that works any better. I'll move that over here. How's that? It looks like it's probably working on this end. Hey, I can only see your main menu. Okay, now can you see the video? So let's go over that again. I'll just wait for a confirmation that you guys can see the live screen. Yes, okay, excellent. So back to what I was doing. You know, to set up the water wheel, you plop it, and the water flows. Now, some interesting points. You might find, like, if you look this stuff up in chats or something, they'll talk about the direction of your water wheel. And once upon a time, the water wheel looked a little bit different, and it had a definite direction, right? So if the water flowed in the correct direction, the water wheel would work perfectly. If you flowed in the wrong direction, your water wheel would still work, but at a very reduced rate. Also, with the old water wheel, the power generated by the wheel was determined by the number of sides that the water flowed. So a lot of people really spent time trying to figure out how to get as much water as possible flowing around the wheel. In the new design, you just need water flowing on any one of the sides, and that's it. So I can have water on all the sides or one side, it still generates the same power. And in this case, there's a regular water wheel, and there's a big old water wheel. The large water wheel will generate... Oops. I just killed it. So I need this go here. And I need this... Whoops. Okay, I spazzed out. My fault. I got that from tools, right? Okay, now we can put the big water wheel on. And there it is. The big water wheel generates twice the power. Now, it generates twice the power at half the RPM. And RPM is revolutions per minute. So if you're an old person like me and you used to have a record player, you know what that means. For everyone else, it's just the speed at stuff rotates. Now, that's the easiest way to generate power. Slightly less easy, but only slightly, is the windmill. So let's see, the windmill bearing. Okay, now the windmill bearing, you can plop down in the world in all sorts of directions. I'll plop it down this way. You know, a traditional windmill would look like, give me some wood. There we go. A traditional windmill would be something like this, right? So the windmill would be on the front and make a big fan. One of my favorite windmills are these, where they actually stick straight up. Now, the way the windmill works is you can see on the windmill bearing there's this green goop, and that's essentially like glue, right? So you could add a block, and you could add blocks to that block, and they're all connected to the windmill bearing. Now, the windmill bearing doesn't do diddly squat until you attach wool or sails to it. Now, in this case, I'll just go ahead and grab some wool. And you have to have at least 8 pieces of wool attached, right? It doesn't have to be symmetrical or anything like that. And with the wool attached, I can go here and that structure does not include enough sail-like blocks. 0. So it's not counting wool anymore. Huh. Okay, it used to count wool. So what we'll do is we'll attach actual sail blocks like this. So, and it doesn't really matter how they're attached. Actually, I don't know if those are attached. Let's see. And yeah, those don't count as attached. I'm going to need to do this. So face it from the side like this. This will work. And at that point, I mean, I don't even have to do the other sides. I have 8. Attached structure does not include enough sail-like blocks. Oh! Well, looky there. That's not good. It crashed. So what I'm going to do is we'll restart it, and I'll turn off shaders and see if that works any better. You on the windmill, you don't need the glue to get the wool to count if everything is attached to that one central bearing. I'll show you. Making the glue though does help. It does make for bigger and more complex windmills. No, you'll see. Hold on. Let's get back in here. Let's get back in here. This is how you're able to get windmills early in the game, because if you have to wait till you get super glue, then that slows you down a bit. But as long as everything's connected to that one block, so this is not good. I crashed again. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We'll just start a new world. Probably shouldn't have updated the create until I had more time to test it out. One of the things they did in this version of Create is they updated the flywheel, which is built into Create now, and it may be that the iris and flywheel mod I have isn't ready for that version of flywheel yet. So actually, let's try this one. Yep, there we go. So let's see, E and create, and so let's grab this. Whoops. Let's grab that and these and a block. So like I was showing you before, you could do that, and we can add, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, and as long as they're attached to this central block, it'll work. But with the windmill, if I do this, technically, if you look, it's not attached, right? So what we want to do is we put it on this way. Now it's attached, and I need 8. Oh yeah, I need to turn off shaders. Turn off shaders, resource packs, video settings, shader packs, disable shaders. Okay, let's see if this works better. So turn this here. I think I crashed again. Yep. So now I think it's the flywheel mod that's killing me here. So what I'm going to do, it's trying to boot right now. I got to wait for it to go. So let's see. Actually, I'm looking. This mod pack doesn't have the iris. Let's see. It doesn't have the iris flywheel. So I'm going to downgrade my Create mod back to the version I'm used to using, and we'll just cover over the basics today, I guess. At least you're loading in. Yeah, that's because this is my sandbox, profile, and the sandbox profile is it's just minimal, right? It's just a few performance mods and then whatever I'm experimenting with for a given day. So that's why it runs so fast. So let me see. Create is okay. So this should work a lot better. See if I can show you this. This is what's going on. No, I don't think they're trying to force you to use water wheels first. I don't think that's the case. But you do bring up a good point. There may have been some change in the use of windmills. Like I said, I just found out a few hours ago, and that was literally my first few minutes playing with the new mod. Well, that's not cool. I guess I just have to. I guess whenever this is crashing, it's corrupting those worlds, which is not good. So we will kill those worlds and start a new world. Like I said, this is my sandbox, so these worlds are throwaway anyway. Single player, so we'll take this and delete it. this one and delete it. And we'll say create stream. And yeah, just whatever. Now this might take a few minutes. "16 worlds later," yes. Yeah. You know, when I was building, when I was trying to build the mod pack prototypes for my Let's Play series, so that there was a bunch of worlds I created because, you know, I ran into similar issues where things crashed and stuff. And then when I was looking for seed candidates, oh my! I mean, I've between the three of them, I probably went through 100 and 150 seed candidates before I found the 3 seed candidates I wanted. Okay, joining world. Okay, so I don't have shaders running. The world hasn't been corrupted yet. So, and back to wind. So give me this. Oops. Give me that, and give me those. So, so if I plop this down, and we have some blocks like this, okay. And then if I put these on from the side, not like that, and you don't have to have them, you know, face the opposite direction or anything. I just do because that's me. Uh-oh, I think it's going to crash again. So, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my embedium. Should have done that before I started this. Turn off Oculus. That should have turned off embedium. Fluorovium will turn off. Embedium. Okay. A lot of stuff should be turned off. Let's give it a shot now. Well, this is painful. Put it in the naughty corner. No lover create. Yes. Yes, create is really letting me down. Big time. And that's particularly sad for me because you know, I love the create mod, right? Like I said on multiple occasions, as far as I'm concerned, it is a must-have in any of my modded Minecraft worlds. And modded Minecraft is pretty much the only way I'll play. Oh crap, I forgot to make it a creative world. That's okay. There's a workaround. But yeah, I wouldn't play Minecraft without mods anymore. That just do vanilla plus create. Yeah, well, I shouldn't have to, right? And this profile is pretty much just vanilla. It's got a few performance mods and the stuff to support shaders. I just deactivated all the stuff to support shaders. So if it's not running at this point, then we're in deep doo-doo. Okay, so what we do here is we open it to LAN, allow cheats on, make it creative, start a LAN world. So I doubt I'll have any of my kids jump on. Game mode, creative. Okay, so we're back to where we were. So give me that, and this, and this. and it dies. Right click the brain with an empty hand. That's what I did. Okay, I'm just going to try something different here. Something a little unorthodox. Let's turn that off. Add create. So I'm moving to a different profile. This is the profile I use when I make my deep dive videos. And I haven't updated all these little bits. So the create mod, not the latest version, but the -1 should work without any hiccups, because I mean I've done it before in this one. Oh, looky there. That's the problem. When I downgraded it, it was still new bits. This is the one I need. This is the one we've been working on all these years. Or months. Apparently they've had 2 updates. They've already had one hot fix, apparently. This one should boot pretty fast too. Yeah, I just did. I don't really want to kill off any of those worlds. We seem to be killing them pretty fast at the moment. Yeah, well, you know, so I did do a little bit of looking at some of the stuff they added, and you know, first of all, the create mod is incredibly complex and really richly featured. Right, they've done some really remarkable stuff there, so it's ambitious already, and the new update looks like they've just taken all that and made it even more so. So. Good stuff, Maynard. Create wind. And give me this. And give me this. And I plop this down again. Empty hand. There we go. And now you can see that this is generating rotational force. Now, this is kind of funky. This is supposed to be moving with it, but okay. But it's working. What you see here is working. Now, with the windmill, you remember with the water wheel, it didn't matter how much water was hitting it. It moved at the same rate, but you did get more power from a larger water wheel than from a smaller one. In this one, you do have some variances, right? You need at least 8 vanes on a windmill. And I just want to double check something, because like in the old version, the version I'm running now, I should be able to use wool on this, right? So you don't even have to go to fancy windmill vanes. This should work too. Nope. I don't know where I got that. Oh, it doesn't matter. I never ever used the wool like that. I think it looks kind of goofy, but I'm pretty sure it used to work that way. Anyway, what you can do, you need at least 8 for the windmill to work, but you can add more. Now you can add up to 128, right? And the more you add, the faster it goes and the more power it generates. And a windmill with 128 vanes attached like this, so that's 4 groups of 32 if you want to figure it out that way, it spins pretty fast, and there's pretty much any contraption you can conceivably build would be powered by one windmill then, right? So there you go. So now the thing about windmills is that, you know, I used to always build them outside thinking, well, they just simulate that it's the wind. But the thing about the windmills is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could totally enclose this thing in a box of blocks, and it will still work. You can put it in a cave. It still works. I don't know if it works underwater. Probably not. But you can take it to the nether. You can take it to the end. It still works. And that's important. That's especially important, too, because if you are going to build contraptions out in, like, say, the nether, well, you know, in vanilla Minecraft, all you got is water. And the crate mod will give you chocolate and honey as liquids. But water won't work in the nether because you can't have freestanding water. See, I mean, at this point, we should be limiting our windmill, but it's still going, same speed. Also, you can do your windmill sideways, right? So, like I showed you before, the traditional windmill shape like this. And, you know, you could add, let's see, two, and then if I come over here and activate it, it's working. Really slow, but you can make it bigger. Relogging, it was assembled and working properly. Played, I crashed every time I made a minecart contraption. Same goes with wall, yeah. Bearings glues only first planks block. Yeah, but as long as everything's attached to that first block, you're good to go. Right? So that's why this works, because these wind vanes at the bottom are attached to the first block, and then all the other vanes are attached to it. And if you use glue, you can make it fancier, and all that stuff would spin together. But you can get this to work without glue, because that's what I just did. Now, the third way you can generate rotational force is through steam engines. Now, they are a bit more advanced, and they require some heat, and the reason it's more advanced, they require some materials you can't get early on, right? So for a heat source, what we're going to start with is what they call passive heat, and that's where all your vanilla heat sources come in. So campfires, magma blocks, lava blocks, all that type of stuff, that's what they call a passive heat source. And then what we need to do is we need to build a boiler. Or is it called a tank? It is fluid tank. Is it a fluid tank? Yes, it is fluid tank. And there we go. And we need to attach it to a source of water. So give me... Okay, it's not quite what I meant to do, but I'll take it. So now I got an infinite set of water here. And then I will take a pipe like so. And I didn't mean to do that. I want this. Can I do it this way? There we go. There we go. And then we're going to want to pump the water. And the thing about the steam engine is it requires some power in the first place to get it going, right? This is why it gets a little complicated. Pump? Nope. Yep. So to pump fluids through a pipe, you have like this is a mechanical pump, and you can see it has arrows here, so we want to pump the water up and through here into the tank. But you see it has a gear there, so we're going to want to add some power there, and I'll show you more about the gear in a minute. But right now, you know, understanding your power sources is the first thing you need. So the gear is actually called a cog. attach it here. And we want to crank like this. And see, now we're pumping water into the tank. And you can see there's a little window there in the tank where we start to see some water appear. Okay, now, oh, I didn't go up, but to make this puppy work well, or to make it work at all, right, the steam engine has to have a mechanical component, and that is an interesting bit because in the real world you would have a heat source, the boiler, a water tank, and then a piston. All of that would be called a steam engine. But here we have all these parts, and then the piston itself, the part that does the work, is what we call, oops, that's a crank. That's what they call the steam engine, which is kind of weird. That's not really steam engine. It's part of it. And then we need a shaft to attach to that. And you see, now when we get this moving, this shaft will rotate this crank. And let me see, does this line up with the way I think it does? Yes. So let's go back to cogs. And actually, let's do it a little bit different, and where I will go large cogs and small cogs, and I'll explain this in a minute. It is lined up, right? Okay. So let's see if this will work. Powerhouse. And now you see that oh, it turned itself off. But what we need to do is we need to crank a lot. We need a lot more speed to crank the water into the tank. When it has the heat and the water in the tank, it's going to start supplying power to the steam engine, and that'll provide power. Now the reason it's stopping is because when I quit cranking, the steam engine is not producing enough speed to produce enough steam fast enough, and that is what I tried to do here, right? Tried to speed it up. So let me do it this way. So if you've ever played with gears, you can see that this bigger gear, when it spins, no matter what the speed is in the middle, this outer edge is going to be much further away, so it spins faster, right, than the middle. And then when you attach it to a little gear like this little gear will spin very fast, and then this is how you increase your speed. It should be, right? So let's see. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, so when you look at these wheels, they're spinning faster and faster as they... Oh, I see what I did wrong. So then I need the smaller wheel to spin the bigger wheel, like this. And then this can go... And then put a big wheel here. And then, but not there. Okay, that should work. Like that. And that should be now pumping enough water to keep it going for a while, because it's going fast. So those are your three power sources in the Create mod. I hate the new copper textures and update. Oh, wow. So that's power. Now, I just kind of showed you the whole idea of the cogs. That's how you, one of the ways you transfer power, right? So, simple, well, we got this going so I can show you, right? We have, so now we can transfer that power. And then, then we could put cogs on the end of the shaft. And then we could, do things with the power this way. So those are the basic fundamentals of the create mod, right? Creating power and transferring the power. Now, I could keep go on kind of like with the basic tutorial stuff, but if people had specific questions they want addressed or things they want to see, we can go that route. You let me know. To the chain conveyors. Oh, so you're already looking at the new update, huh? I wanted to make a ski lift. So it's interesting you say that. When I saw the chain conveyors, I didn't think ski lift, but along the same lines though, right? I was thinking like those gondola boxes that you sometimes see at the ski resorts and stuff. And yeah, it doesn't attach to contraptions, but I'm sure they're going to hear that a lot, a lot. So maybe they will. But I don't have any questions or anything yet. Okay. Anybody else? Hey, they should just make it so you can attach minecart. Well, that's an interesting idea. That's a pretty cool idea. I like that. Okay. So now the thing about transferring power, right? It's physical. Like in the real world, you'd have to worry about things like a really long shaft would have a lot of torque and it could twist and break and all that. That doesn't happen here. And in a lot of mods that use like forge energy, you sometimes have like power loss over distance, right? During transmission. That doesn't happen here either. So I could have, as long as it's within loaded chunks, I could have this shaft go off to the edge of the map and it would still produce just as much power as it was the ski lift. So that's important. That's how we set up all of our different contraptions. But from there, it's really a matter of understanding the different pieces you have available to you to do the type of work you want. Now, like the thing we were talking about earlier, let's see, who said that? That was Thomas, right? He talked about glue, and the super glue is an important piece to that, especially when we talk about contraptions. Contraptions are like a number of blocks that are attached and then can be moved and operate together, right? So if I get this out of my hand and I turn this off, you see how this one's moving with the sails, but these ones aren't, right? So I turn it off, I turn on the super glue, and now I glue this central stack all together, right? Now when I turn this on, they all work together. It's all one contraption now. That's what the glue does. And that's important because with these create contraptions, you can create pretty much anything. I mean, one of the classics is, let me see if I can do it from up here. Okay, let's do this. Let's see if we can recreate a classic at the wood harvester, unless somebody else has something else. Imagine it's made it so more shafts and cogs have it more or less stress units. Yeah, so if we go with the shaft, oh yeah, I got to turn this off before I can add stuff to it. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. Can I not do, I can do a shaft up, can I? Yep. So then I'll glue that in a minute. Guess I'll do it now. There we go. And then let's see. Add dirt. put a block. So you can add stuff to this glued structure as you go along. So if I do this and I put the glue in my offhand, now watch, when I place a block, you see a little green goo seep out there. It means that I've now glued it onto the structure. And then if we put, what do we need? I think is it a saw blade? Yeah, that'll work. So we'll add this, and then add a chest, functional blocks. For me, it's enough when more cogwheels have to be listen. Yeah, so this is why I said I use the flywheel mod, because I got to live with shaders, and the flywheel is the piece that makes Create work with its fast, complex contraptions. But flywheel turns itself off if you run shaders. So the flywheel iris compat lets you run flywheel while you have the shaders running. So I need saplings, which are here. And then I don't need to glue the saplings to the ground. Okay. Let's do this. And let's add some bone meal. And this should work, right? I don't need to apply power directly to the saw blades. Oh, it only took... So that saw blade's working. It was working. Oh, I see it spinning now. Okay. So let's see... natural blocks. And ingredients. Okay, let's see if this cuts it. I don't know if it's working. Looks like it's spinning. There, and you see it's breaking. Now this works faster with the, and then you go. Now the thing is, you just cut the tree down. Where'd all the stuff go? It's here in the chest, right? And this is the very, very, very basic device, but you can see how you can start to see the power of the Create mod. It's pretty amazing stuff. I still see the windmill frozen. You guys aren't seeing. I just did all this stuff and you're still not seeing. So I'm looking at the screen. Oh. Okay, let's try. Okay, now you can see the screen. So let's do this again. So this is what I did. Attached to the windmill, just for the purpose of illustration, I added glued this item. Yeah, it hasn't updated here either. Yeah. So then, and then I attach a saw blade and I attach the chest, and it's all spinning with the windmill because I used the super glue to glue it in place, right? And now that we have a tree grown, here comes the saw blade. And it'll get stuck here, but you can see that this block is breaking. And now the entire tree's gone, but if you open this up, everything that would have fallen down from the tree is now in the chest. And that is, except for this apple apparently, and that is the power of the Create, right? That is what makes it so useful. Now you can extrapolate that. You know, anything that you could do, say for, imagine like a cobblestone creation, right? You can use all sorts of different bits on the Create mod, right? Like we have, that was a saw blade, but they also have things like a drill head, right? And you can attach that to drill into rock. So like where you would normally set up a cobblestone generator where the water would meet the lava and it would generate stone, then you could have a drill bit drill into it, and then, you know, hoppers and stuff to catch it and all sorts of stuff. Can spin cranks if the deployer is on a Minecraft. Yeah, okay. Okay. So you should check if deployers, Minecraft deployers, can spin cranks. Or no, not a Minecraft deployer. You're talking about the create deployer, right? The little hand. Okay. So if is on a minecart contraption. Well, first of all, can a deployer spin a crank, right? That's a question right there. So let's see. Okay, let's try this. So we have a deployer. There it is, right? And we'll put this here. And we'll put okay, how about this? Put this here. Actually, I think it needs to be back one. Right, put a cog here. And where's the crank? Okay. And then let's attach a creative motor to it. This creative motor is normally only available in creative mode, but you can attach it and it basically will give you unlimited power. Okay, so the deployer can turn a crank, but I don't know if that's going to be, I mean, I don't know if that's useful sitting still. If you try to put it on a Minecraft contraption, I mean a minecart contraption. Oh, sorry, I'm delayed. Should check if deployers can spin cranks if the deployer is on a Minecraft contraption. Yes, it can. Crank, not cog, yeah. So it's turning the crank. So, okay, so if we were to put this in a minecart contraption, I don't usually work with minecart contraptions, so this will be interesting, right? So we're going to need some track or rail, right? Let me see, same distance. So that hand, okay, so I think it's here. And minecart. You guys tell me if you see me making a mistake. There's a 5-second lag, so you just have to help me with that. For a minecart contraption, okay, how do we do that? Because I don't normally build those, so I'm going to need you guys to help me. How do I get it power? I can give a cart power using like a gold rail, but how do I give it create power? I've got the glue. Can I put a deployer directly on the cart? Use a cart assembler. Okay, so that helps me create assembler. There we go. Okay. So I can get rid of that. So cart assembler looks like it goes on a cart. Is that what it does? Place your cart assembler on a rail block. Oh, hold on. I think I need to take the glue off first. So I need rail. Not create rail. Okay. So this is going to be a learning experience for all of us. Did I still have the glue on? Oh no, that's the glue is still in there. So, okay. Oh, I think I have it the wrong direction. There we go. Right? This allows you to make a contraption like a windmill. Okay, so then whatever I put on here is going to be the device, right? So deployer. So select the block on the screen. You can middle click the desired block. Middle click. Okay. So does this have a ponder? It does. Oops. So you plop that down. Oh, you connect it to redstone. Attach structures to passing minecarts. Aha! Okay. So then we pop this down. Put this here. I need a lever. And in theory, this would work, right? So okay, that worked, except it was too far away. So let's try this going the other way. Uh-oh. There we go. Now I assume, okay. So yes, it will turn it, but you only get like, I don't know, half a turn, a full turn, and that's it. Okay, so you want a few deployers in a row. Okay, let's try that. So let me give me some more rail. And let's put a minecart there. And can I kill this? Did I? Oh, I just... Oh, that worked. Okay. And now we want to put... Okay, let's put the glue down. And let's do this. Actually, let's not put the glue down just yet. Let's put this one here. And now use the glue. Doesn't look like it's gonna... Oh, it is, okay. Let's say give it a couple more. And the lever is turned on. Okay. So let's give it a shot. That look good to you? You can shift right click or wrench on the minecart contraption in order to pick up. Oh. Actually. Okay, let's push this. Huh. I would have thought that all these were glued together. but apparently they weren't. So put this here, put on the glue. Let's try that. So there you go. Having multiple deployers in a row will keep spinning it. I mean, I don't know how many you want to do in a row, though. And you can see that it ended, and even with the ending, this one's still facing it, and it's not doing it anymore. So yeah, that would be it. So the answer to your question is yes, but it has like all sorts of asterisks as far as the usefulness. Did anybody else have a similar type of question or request? We can explore it together. Uh-oh. What are some of the other things about the create mod we can talk about? You have let's see, there's the schematic canon, which is complicated, but essentially you can build structures and then basically copy them into a schematic, which then you could put into a schematic canon. And then the schematic canon will tell you, okay, I need these materials. And if you give it all the materials necessary to build that structure, it will fire that structure. And where it lands, it will build the structure all at once. This is pretty crazy. Is it possible to build planes with it? So, okay, with the vanilla create mod, no. But if you go out and get the immersive aircraft mod, of course, it can build planes, and that has nothing to do with the create mod, except there are some resource packs out there, and those resource packs will take the immersive aircraft and give you all new recipes using create components and create processes. So then, yes, you can create aircraft using the create mod, and they look pretty good too. I'm a big fan of immersive aircraft anyway, so. Other questions? Not create related, but can we make it always day? Okay. So, game rule, do daylight cycle, false. Oops. And set time, set. Sure. Of course, now it's kind of bright, but I like that mod. Yeah, immersive aircraft. And, you know, the thing is if you like immersive aircraft, the same guy has just come out with immersive machinery. And one of the things they did is they took the quadcopter from immersive aircraft, and you can automate it, right? It can carry items between two different storage containers. It also has like a Roomba looking robot that you can use to do your mining, and it has a submarine. And I'm really excited about the submarine. Really excited about the submarine. You can also make aircraft with an add-on for create that adds phantom rail. So I know what you're talking about, and that's another reason that mod is the Steam and Rails mod. And I count it, just like create, as I must have in all my worlds, no matter what the theme of the world is. Except that's an add-on, so we're not doing add-ons today, but so I won't show it to you. But basically, the phantom rails are rails that when you're working with them, you can see them, but when you're not working with them, they're invisible. They're essentially not there, except that they still work with create trains. But if you have invisible rails, you can take a train and make it look like anything: a banana, a shoe, a boat, an airship, doesn't matter, and it will move just like a train does. It acts just like a train. It's awesome. Yes, me too. That's an added. Yeah, it's a must-have. It is a must-have. In fact, you know, the funny thing is when I first got into the create mod, I gotta check time here because I'll have to pick up a kid soon. But when I first got into the Create mod, I was also using immersive engineering because between the two of them, there was a little bit of overlap, but there was stuff in either mod that you couldn't get from the other, right? But by the time I was ready to move to the next world, there were so many add-ons for the Create mod that pretty much anything I would have needed immersive engineering for, I could now do with the Create mod with the add-ons. And so I've just gone completely with the Create mod. I love it, right? And if there is not an add-on for something for it today, wait 2 weeks because you probably will see it soon. Okay. So, what are some other things that you can do with the Create mod? Now, they have all sorts of different bits and stuff. I'm actually... I wrote a script for a mod deep dive scenario that goes into all those bits in depth, but the problem is that there's updated Create. So I've got to learn all those new bits and then rewrite the script. And it's... Oh my gosh, the Create mod is so detailed, has so much stuff that, you know, you're going to have to break it into multiple videos. So I only did like one part and I'm only a quarter way through so far. In fact, I'm making a modded server and the theme is exploration infrastructure. Oh, cool. Cool. Love to hear more about that. So this is a cuckoo clock, and if you attach it to power, it works. It'll show you the game time. So watch this. Time set 18,000. And there you go, right? Time set 3. Time set 6. Which is pretty cool. The only thing is it takes rotational power, right? So if you want to put like this cool cuckoo clock in your house, you're going to have to hide all this machinery to get your cuckoo clock to cuckoo. Or you make it... All right. Well, that's another thing. So another thing they have... Okay, let's get rid of you. And they have a clockwork gear, right? So clock... This thing. Now this looks kind of like... looks kind of like a the windmill bearing, but it's a clock bearing. And what it is, I think I'll need to use glue for both, but maybe not. Right? It's got 2 hands. So I think it works something like this. This one should spin on a different axis than this one. Actually, why am I asking? I should just go check, right? So, clockwork bearing attached to blocks in front of them. Yeah. Upon receiving rotational force, structure will be rotated according to the hour of the day. But you're supposed to be 2 different hands, right? Right-click the bearing, start or stop animating the structure. With the help of super glue, larger structures can be moved. In front of the hour hand, a second structure can be added. How do you add that? Sure that the 2 structures are not glued to each other. There we go. That was my mistake. It's probably what you're telling me in the chat. I built a bridge with that flying thing for immersive aircraft, and it's like a bridge platform. You can easily sit on it and go to the other side, but it's integrated into a bridge, so it can't get out. Yeah, the new Create, of course, as you can see, I'm having problems running the new Create mod, so I will have to figure that out. Okay, that's still glue. Oh, I gotta turn the glue off. Hold on. Removing glue works how? Oops. 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 Attaching blocks. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. So now that's all turned off. If I do this, if I turn on the bearing, so it says it's working, but I think I just have to pick the time. Time set 18:23. Well, shoot, people, that doesn't seem to be working. I like the war blimp in immersive aircraft. It's like a train over a bridge, just cooler. Yep. You know something about Create? Let's talk about the trains, right? So that's where the conversation's going. That's where we'll go. So to give you an idea of what's cool about Create trains, it's called track. There we go. So you've got this rail track. Now, first of all, you notice it's more than one block wide. So you're not going to have, this isn't your old Minecraft pretend it's a train thing with a minecart. This is the real deal. And you can also click this, and now it's in a track lane mode, and I can now set the endpoint, right? Like this. So I can lay multiple track at a time. Oops, I don't mean to throw it away. And we can kill off this track and do what I just did a minute ago. Like this to make a turn, right? It's too tight. Really? Huh, it was working for that a minute ago. Now it's saying it's too sharp. There we go. Can't create sloped S-bends. Can you build your own custom trains on these rails? Oh yeah, that's what we're trying to do here. I didn't pick enough flat land, and now I've got myself in the trouble trying to build up and down on a hill, but yeah. Oh boy. What's your problem? Turn too sharp, huh? Okay, so now we, oh. Did that build it through the sand? Looks like it. Whoa. You can build a launcher for a player that's stronger than these new wind charge things. You know what? Let's do it this way. Okay. Yeah, you. So then to create a railroad, start with train station, right? So train station, place the train station nearby. Create a new train, open the UI and switch to assembly mode. Turn assembly, no scheduled trains for approach. Create new bogies by using train casing on tracks. And then we build. Okay, so let's put down our train. Oops, not that. Didn't I have a train station a second? Oh, I do. It's in my hand. Okay, so there's our train station. And then we want to go to create a new train. So then it says we have to use train casing. That's this special block here. You put it on here. That was going to give me a bogey. So, Average Gamer King, that is exactly my scenario, right? So I was reintroduced to modded Minecraft, and I started playing, and it was interesting. But one of the mod packs I was playing with had to create mod, and at that point, this is what hooked me. This is why it's a necessary part of every um, uh, world I make now, because use train casings on highlighted tracks to create bogies. Oh, I see. I missed by one. There we go. And then I can put it on one of these. So bogies are basically your wheels for this train. And then you can create a train. Like I've got the glue in my hand now, so now I'll go ahead and glue these together. And I know it doesn't look like a train, but that's pretty close to a train. We just need a control panel. Controls. Contraption controls, yep. We'll put that here. Did I do it right? Yep. And then let's get a seat. Like that. And I think that meets the minimum requirements. We'll find out if it barfs on this. Let's see. Use train casing highlight to create bogies, remove bogies, 2 bogies, assemble train. No structure tacked to bogey 2. Oh, the glue didn't count? Okay. So, yeah. Okay, that should do it. There we go. And you can name your train. So we'll call it okay. Now I can sit in the seat and I can work this thing and the train's going. Now we're approaching the track. If I hit space, it'll stop at the station. Or I can manually stop it myself. Now, that's essentially a create train. Now you could make this look like an actual train, and there are some people who have some fantastic videos to show you actual trains that look awesome. And you notice that when I was moving, it was bending my locomotive in the middle. I need to move my bogies together to prevent that. I saw a new mod because my friend went crazy. And I wanted immersive airplanes. He wants Tinker's Construct. We both wanted to create. Yeah. So, and that's essentially it with trains. You can then create. If I had created a much longer track, the highlighted blocks would have been much longer, and I could have created cars that attach to the engine. But that's essentially it. And if you can imagine this, right? If we were able to turn these tracks invisible, and then put this together so it looks like a boat, you could see how it can make it look like a boat was sailing across the sand. Or if the tracks were invisible but you ran them up through the air, you could make this look like a blimp or a sailing ship that would fly through the air. That's what we were talking about with the Steam and Rails mod. Oh, big hole. So, I'll never play modded Minecraft Friend again. I kind of understand that sentiment. So, what we've seen so far, did people have any questions about what you've seen? Do you have a better idea about the Create mod and what it's about? The Create mod is like I think it's a perfect extension to Minecraft itself, because Minecraft is essentially a big system that really doesn't really have a goal. It's just like, here's the pieces and you figure it out for yourself and do whatever you want with it. That's exactly what the Create mod is, right? There's almost no wrong way to play with the Create mod. You would be able to create Star Wars themed sandboat. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Sandboats, sand speeders, that type of thing. Yeah, absolutely. And you are still limited to a certain amount of size, right? But there's another add-on to create called Vulcan Skies and Clockwork and Eureka. And between those three, you can create actual physics-controlled airships and sailing ships, right? But that thing, I mean, I've played with them. I haven't played with them with my new machine, but with my old machine, it brought my machine to its knees. I mean, I love what they've done and I like how it works, but it's impractical, right? But going back to these steam and rails, phantom rails, yes, you could then create your flying airship. And yes, you can't take it anywhere you want because you have to go where the rails go. But it is a much more practical way to get that same type of functionality without having a supercomputer. You would be able, yep. So, so more on the hand cranks and employer things. Couldn't you make a rotational power source by having the Minecraft contraptions run back and forth? Okay. So let's find some flat space out here. Let's try this. I think that makes sense. So let's lay down some minecart rails. Let's make it kind of long, right? Okay, and then we would want to put our assembler, say here. It's facing the wrong way. There we go. And let me see, crank space. Crank, and then deployers go here, and now we turn on the glue. Actually, we just do it after the fact. And then glue. And then a minecart. And then, let's see. Give me some of these. Oh, I need that too. And I need powered rails. So let's see. Put that here, here. Actually, I think it's too far down. That should work. No. Oh. I have to charge the block above like this. No. This is a block of redstone. It should work. Redstone. Let's try this then. Is it lit up and I'm just not seeing it? Did I already glued it? Okay. Let's give it a shot. Oh. Well, that's unexpected. So that does, if I made this longer, maybe that'll work better. Let's see what's saying. Average gamer is just thinking something small. You can figure out how the capture works by looking at the assembler of a wrench and holding right click. Place a redstone block in between them. Change the assembler setting. So that's exactly backwards now. See if that works better. So yeah, that's not real graceful. I mean, you could optimize this obviously, but I mean, so hold right click on that. Hold right click that icon that is on this thing. Whoa! It took me away. So cart movement always facing towards motion. So we would want to lock rotation. Turn this off. Push this. Switch. Perfect. Okay. Ah, look at that. Okay. Thank you, Average Gamer King. Let's try this. So yeah, to your point, you could do that. And if you were clever in your timing, you could probably set up 2 or 3 of these things to make it more constant. Or I guess we could just make the track shorter now that we figured out. You could also kind of use this as a type of timing circuit. So if you need this cranked but not constantly, you could just increase or decrease the length of the track, and that would determine how often this thing gets cranked. Place a powered rail, place a normal rail, place a powered rail, and then you want to place a block on each side. Okay, hold on. So place a powered rail, place a normal rail, place a powered rail, then you want to block on each side. This will make it go. So let me see this. So if we just kill this, so place a powered rail, place a normal rail, place a powered rail, place a block on each side. So I think I know what you're saying. So put this, make a bumper. Let's try this. Turn it on. And see if it just goes back and forth. No. Okay. So do it this way. Start a new track. The cart being in the middle of the 3. And do it as, okay, start a new track. Oh, I don't want to start a new track. That takes a long time. I got this all set up. The cart being in the middle. Place a powered rail, place a normal rail, place a powered rail on each. Then you want to place a block on each side. This will make it go back and forth. Let me just try something quick. There's usually more than one way to skin a cat. No, it just stops against it. I want it to bounce against it. There we go. I guess we could tighten that up so it happens more frequently. Right. So we could. So then let's see. I can put a powered rail here and put a slime block here. Put that here. Turn that on. Oh, is this not powered? Nope. That's basically it. It'll work. Interesting. Might have to start looking at minecart contraptions more than I have in the past. Because the beauty behind that is it's working, and like that whole thing didn't require any rotational power on my part whatsoever. And yet, by your question, we set it up so it is, in fact, generating free rotational power. Not a lot, but it's some. And I would imagine that any of the minecart contraption center doing work without rotational power, which is, other types of things like, say, harvesting, drilling, that type of stuff. That's pretty cool. Place a powered rail on the other side of that slime block. Have it powered. That's the shortness of the track. Place a powered rail on the other side of that slime block. Yeah, I mean, you can make the track shorter. I get that, but I just didn't want to do it. Then it could be doing that constantly, right? We're going to... Yeah. You can also have mini cranks to make more power. Now that is an interesting concepts. Let's try that. That is... This is not something I would have ever dreamed up in a million years. So this is pretty cool. Thank you. Unorthodox. But see, that is the beauty behind these tools, right? This is just way cool, actually. I think this is my new favorite toy. We only got about 20 minutes left. Did you guys have other questions? I would use a belt to connect rotational power. Yeah. Well, so there's a question, right? If... So we've got the belt and... Okay. So now, if I add this one, it does add to it. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So there's just one. That's 2. 256, 512, 256, 512. That's... And then if I do this one, 512, 768. Just have the belt off the cranks. Okay, let's try that. Oops, oops, oops. I'm gonna have to have something for the belts to attach to. Yep, that works. I guess you could say it kind of cranks. Just like a little crank. Very, very cool. Learned something new today, which is the whole point, right? This is hopefully some of you learned something today, but I certainly learned something today, so that was very cool. Mutual learning. Did you guys have anything else that we could do real quick? Questions about? If you tighten it even more, then you have consistent... Yeah, obviously, right? I mean, we're not going to... This was proof of concept. If you want to optimize it, we could, yes, bring it together and it's constant. Or we could add more cranks across and, definitely prove the point. Very, very cool. And thank you for the idea. Like from a bearing, BEARN? Yeah. Yeah. You know what? It's just now I noticed that we're on the edge of a jungle. I thought it was just all desert. I didn't realize we're right next to a jungle. About 8 feet of jungle and then water? Is that what that is? Yep. Okay. Very interesting setup. Okay. Well, in the short term, I'm going to be playing with the new Create mod and see if I can get it to work with the rest of my mod pack. The next one of these sessions will be 2 weeks from today, and we're going to take a look at vanilla Tinker's Construct. And I'll let you know up front, I don't know anything about Tinker's Construct except that a lot of people swear by it. So I definitely think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a lot to learn, but I will do some reading on it, but I'm kind of hoping that some of you guys will, who know Tinker's Construct, will come in and help guide that session. If not, we're just going to do a lot of experimentation and see what explodes and what doesn't. Create needs to create add boat contraptions. Now that's interesting. You mean like contraptions off a rowboat, those types? And that would be interesting. Yeah. Okay, average gamer. Adios. And thank you all for being on tonight. This was awesome. This is still rough, still very rough, but it's getting easier each time. So have a good night, everyone. Cheers.